Let's go. We're back with another special guest episode of the Blue Bloods podcast. It's your boy Trey Smith, got Brandon Holmes, and we've got a very special guest, former Nebraska Cornhusker, former New England Patriot, Super Bowl champion, Vincent Valentine on the Blue Bloods podcast. What up, Vince? Talk to us, man.
Good, man.
Trying to make a living, man. So
Go Big Red, by the way. I gotta just come out the gate. Go Big. I have so much love for Nebraska. Nebraska. Now I'm a big Michigan fan. Like born and raised in Detroit. That's my squad. Like I know you're from Illinois, Vince. I did some research, but I'm a big Michigan guy. But Trey can tell you the love I've gathered for Nebraska over this past college football season has been amazing. Like I'm planning on going to a game this year. I have to go to a game this year. I just have to.
Well, Vince, man, appreciate you being on. For those that might be listening right now that don't know, give us kind of a quick history on yourself. Tell us about, from your childhood kind of to your high school playing career, where you grew up, kind of give us a little background on yourself.
Yeah, so I'm from a small town called Madison, Illinois, about 5 minutes out from downtown St. Louis, so right on the Mississippi River.
Okay.
I grew up, playing ball down in East St. Louis. I don't know if you guys heard of if you guys know Jackie Joyner-Kersey, the track star.
Yeah. I ran track in college. I'm a big track guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. So she actually had her own youth facility out in East St. Louis, where she's from, and so I played football at that youth facility. We were called the JJK Flames, and we were undefeated, bro. Like every year, we was the national championships, and we placed first one time, we placed third another time. And so, bro, my dad was a football coach, so I grew up around football,
Yeah.
And my dad used to watch ball in the basement with his boys every Sunday. So I'm surrounded by the game since I was knee high, and then and then from there. The city that I actually grew up in, we didn't have a football team, so we weren't able to. I wasn't able to stay there. I had to actually get a legal guardianship to go live with my uncle in the city, probably like 20 minutes away. And that was a tough transition, but for ball, I was willing to do it. And I didn't play my freshman year in high school, but then from my sophomore year on, I took over the game, bro. I was just balling, and my sophomore year, I got like 10 offers, bro. That was my first year playing high school ball, and so I got like 10 offers. I was considering by my senior year, I was considering Florida, Illinois, and Nebraska, and I took visits to all three of them. But Nebraska, bro, it stole my heart. Like I got out there, and I didn't even go during the season. I went out there like it was off season, it was cold, but the guys were genuine. Yeah, the guys were genuine. The coaches, Bo Pelini, like the whole staff was just like they were on a mission. You know what I'm saying? They knew what they wanted. They knew how to approach players, and then like they took care of my family. They came and talked to them and made them feel comfortable. If I was to make a decision to go there, and then the program history, bro, it's next level. My first year was 2012, and that was like a couple years after Sue had came out. So, I was obsessed with Sue. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? He gave me to university in the league going number 2 overall. Like,
yeah.
I know they had other guys as well on the D line that was doing their thing, and so I'm like, man, with this history plus what they're doing now, and the guys. Just the whole atmosphere, like the fans show super love. Like they've always been loyal, always taking care of the players, and it's just like football out there, man. It's like a religion, like literally, like you got Texas, you got Nebraska, and they're like almost on the same level. Obviously, the skill may not be the same, like youth-wise, but like when it comes to college football, that's the only thing they have out there. So they're like on another level, bro.
You also, you had offers, correct me if I'm wrong, but from Bama, Auburn, and Michigan, and OU. You were I mean, kind of getting back to your high school time frame, like you had blue bloods, heavy hitters. I mean, like you said, though, took visits to Florida, Illinois, Nebraska, ended up choosing Nebraska. So here's what I want to ask you real quick, though, before we get more into your time in Lincoln. You know, there's a statistic that a lot of high school coaches use when they're talking to families and their teams, is that only 2% of high school student athletes go on to play at the Division I level. What I want to know from you, Vince, is like, was there a moment, whether it was elementary, middle, high school, whether it was on the field or off the field, where like you knew, okay, yeah. I'm in that 2%.
I'm that dude.
That's
yeah,
me.
I can do
and
that.
you were even in a higher percentage because you went to the league. So was there a moment kind of in your younger years where it was like this moment of validation, whether it was something on the field, something off the field, something in practice, whatever, where you were like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm in that 2%.
So like I told you, my first offer came from Wisconsin, actually. So my sophomore year, my coach called me in the office. He's like, you know what I'm saying? We basically sat down, you know, had a conversation like, this is real, you know, this is your first offer.
Yeah.
You know? So that was like when it was like, okay, yeah, this is real. Like I'm literally going to be able to go to college. But then when it became on another level is one day I was walking through school and my coach called me over and he like, I got Nick Saban on the phone. So I'm on the phone in school talking to Nick Saban, like, you know what I'm saying? He telling me, you know, how he loved me as a player and like they want to come out and see me and all this other stuff. And I'm like, that's when I was like, yeah, this is next level. Like Nick Saban, bro. Like talking about Nick Saban.
Right.
Yeah. So that was real.
So like, let me ask you this though. Like, let me ask you this, Vince. You're in the middle of school. Nick Saban calls you. Like, are you playing it cool through the rest of the day? Are you hype? Like, how are you handling that? Because he's the GOAT.
Bro, I'm losing it because I'm like, this is Bama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bama, they weren't really on that super run that they were right now, but they were still like the powerhouse of college football. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? Nick Saban is a legend. So I'm like, man, this. Like, I'm on a high horse the whole day. You know, I'm telling my friends, you know, I'm excited. I'm everything. Like, for real.
All right, so let's get back to Nebraska. So you kind of were talking about the fan base, which we've gotten a lot of support from the fan base. What I've always appreciated about them is whether Nebraska is 12-0 or 0-12, there's going to be 90,000+ at every single home game.
Always.
What would you say is like your greatest memory from your playing days with the Huskers?
Like on the field, off the field, like
both. Either one. Yeah.
But I got so many memories. Honestly, the first one that comes to my head is we played Miami, bro. This was like my red shirt sophomore year or something. It was like 20.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact year, but basically we played Miami and the stadium was insane. This was a night game. The Sea of Red was out. Like, it was so loud in that stadium that night. Like, bro, it was literally like the best game of my life. Like, I had a good game. I didn't have the greatest game, but I had a good game. You know, made some standout plays. But the team was rocking. The stadium was rocking. And we ended up winning that game, and it was a big game. I think we were ranked like, I can't remember exactly. I know we were top 15 for sure, but we were a good team that year. And that game was huge. It was on ESPN and everything, and I just remember that night, bro. It was just different. Like the stadium was so loud, it was shaking. Like just coming out of that tunnel, bro, and when they call us out, bro, it's different, man. Like the crowd just erupts.
Yeah.
That Miami game was definitely the number one, probably my favorite game of my career. And then off the field, man, it was just so many memories. Like so many different off the field. I would say that the best memory that I had, man. It's so many memories. I'm trying to really piece one together, but
trying to keep it. Yeah,
right. There's certain ones you can't share.
Like that,
right.
I understand. You gotta make sure whatever you tell, keep it.
It's good. It's solid. Now let me ask you. Let me ask you this, Vince. Did you cross over with Amir Abdullah or was he before you?
Yeah, so he came in the year before me, so I was there for a few years with him. Yeah, that was my guy, man.
Okay.
He's a great teammate, great leader. I can't see too many. I mean, everything I had to say about him was pretty much great. Like he was really like the heart of the team. Actually, a story about him. We were playing McNeese State, and we were about to lose that game. Actually, and, McNeese State is like a D. I don't know what D1 AA maybe
D2 or D1 AA. Yeah, D1 AA.
We were slated to win that game by a lot, but they had some athletic dudes. Like I'm talking about some of the most athletic dudes that I've seen in a while. And I don't know if it was like guys. I think it was guys that like transferred from different D1s or whatever. But we were losing.
Yeah.
And then Amir came and made this crazy ass play, and we ended up winning the game. And we went in the locker room and we was like, we won, but everybody's still kind of like on the edge because we almost lost. And Amir came in and just snapped.
Right.
Like, this is not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like we still like
right.
You know what I'm saying? We won still, but at the same time we understand the culture that we have in Nebraska and the expectations. And so, he always upheld that. And he was a pillar of the team, man. Like, he did it all. So, we definitely rock with it, man.
And I'm looking right now while you were talking. So you were in a couple bowl games too. Looks like y'all beat Georgia Gator Bowl, or am I in the wrong?
No, we beat Georgia. We beat Georgia in the Gator Bowl. We played Georgia actually. So for my redshirt year, we played them in the Capital One Bowl, and then we played them again in the Capital One Bowl my second year. And then we played them again in the Gator Bowl.
Okay.
So we played them.
And then you played.
Yeah. Now, one of the questions at the end there, man, before Trey probably I know he has some things that he wants to talk about. Is, man, you play for Coach Bo Pelini. Now, Bo, like you only get to see Coach Bo from the outside and how the media portrays him like this hard, mean guy. But I've also listened to this interview with Will and those guys on Bussin', and how was your experience and with playing under Coach Bo Pelini? Because from a player side, normally most of the times I hear it's man, players love Bo, they think he's amazing, but the media kind of portrayed him as this hard nosed, tough guy. So what was it like playing under? To me, I mean, arguably during that era in Nebraska, man, he did some great things.
No, for sure, man. He held it down. For me, Bo was a player's coach. He took care of his players. He always wanted the best for his players. Obviously he expected for his players to put out, the best for him as well, because he was going to do that for us. And so, man, I love Bo. He was hard as shit. He really kept it real, though. He was always honest, you know what I'm saying? And then, he just was so relatable because he did it. He played at Ohio State. He was I think he was All-American, if I'm not mistaken. So, he did it, so we respected him off rip because of that. And then just the way that he approached the game and the way that he approached the team. And I ain't gonna lie, he was hard to play for, you know what I'm saying? If you not on your shit, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be a hard coach to play for.
Right.
Overall, we all love Bo. You know what I'm saying? He held it down. And it was just unfortunate, how all of that, how his tenure ended at Nebraska.
So, all right, let's move ahead now. I want to talk about draft day, right? 2016 NFL draft. Before we get to you hearing your name called, tell me about that day. Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? Were you nervous? Were you anticipating? Did you have an idea of where you were going to land? What were the expectations? Kind of give us, paint the picture of what that day was like for that NFL 2016 draft day for you.
Yeah, so I had actually trained out in Phoenix, and then after Phoenix, I went back to Nebraska for a little bit. Got all my stuff, and then I drove back home. And so I was actually home for the draft, and I had my whole family there. Everybody was there. It was the first night. The first night, obviously, I didn't think I was going to go, so I just kind of watched it to see what was going to happen. But the second night, I'm like, I might go. You know what I'm saying? My projections were like the late ones, so I'm like, but I felt like I had a solid combine. I felt like I had, solid workouts. Teams were interested in me, so I'm preparing to go, but in my mind, I'm still like, I don't know if I'm gonna go yet or not. But I have my whole family there. We cooking, we laughing, we enjoying the night. Well, they are. I'm still on edge. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Then I start seeing.
I mean, could you sit still?
Nah, bro. I'm literally walking.
I mean,
pacing around
yeah.
the house. I'm trying to just watch the draft and see what happens. A couple of Malik Collins. He actually got drafted a little bit before me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was super excited for him. I called him and like, that's what's up, bro. And he was just super excited. And so I go back in my house and I'm still like nervous. It's getting towards the end. The last picks of the third round. And I get a call from the New England area code. So I run in my bathroom and I'm like, hello? Because everybody's outside, like, what I'm saying? They don't know what's going on. I'm like, hello? And it was Bill.
Yeah.
It was Coach Bill Belichick. And he was like, how you doing, Vince?
Wow.
He was like, we're getting ready to select you with the 96 pick. He was like, get ready to work. You know what I'm saying? He basically came to me like this wasn't really like a congratulatory call. This was like get your ass ready to work type of call. So I'm already shook.
Right.
So many different stories about New England, like they're gonna get your ass. So I got these like conflicting feelings right now. Like I'm happy as shit because I'm getting drafted, but at the same time I'm like I'm scared of it. I'm nervous, but
right.
He gives the phone to Mr. Kraft, and then Mr. Kraft congratulates me and tells me he's happy for me and my family and all of that. And so it calmed me down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as on edge, but then I go out and I tell my family, like everybody explodes. They like let's go, all this, and then we went out. We all ran downstairs to catch it on the TV.
Well, that's what I was going to ask because it was Kevin Falk, correct? Former running back, I think he won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots. He was the one that came out and announced your pick. Like as soon as you heard your name, I mean, what was that moment like?
Bro, that was the ultimate moment of just, all of this coming together, for all the sacrifices, all of the hard work, all the blood, sweat, and tears, and all the support, from my family, my friends, everybody who helped me, make it to that point. It was just like the culmination of it all. And, it just, made my heart full. And it was crazy because right after, the pick was made, we all went outside. Everybody, like from our neighborhood, people running down the street, like they come because everybody knows where I live.
Oh, wow.
So they come down the street, like it's like a big party.
Yeah.
The craziest thing happened, like it just started raining outside, like it just started pouring down. I'm like, yeah, this is divine.
Man.
This is God, like literally. So it was a special night for me for sure. I was glad that.
And then
what's up?
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was
Go
glad
ahead.
that my grandparents got to see me. You know what I'm saying? They got to see me make it to that point. Before my grandpa actually passed away, probably about that same year, because he had already been sick. But all my grandparents got to see me. You know what I'm saying? And that was a special moment for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I would imagine, though, based off that conversation with Coach Belichick, it was short-lived as far as the lovey, fuzzy, wuzzy feelings of it. Like, what? I mean, do you hop on a plane? Say that again.
Like it was obviously, he was happy. You know what I'm saying? But he's the coach. He came with straight like Bill has this energy that he always gives, like no matter what. And it's that same energy. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So I got that energy, that Bill energy, and it was like you can tell that he's happy for you, but at the same time, he's like, you better get your ass ready to come in here and do what we pick you to do.
Right.
So after you get drafted, I mean, are you on a plane like that? Like, talk us through kind of that.
Yeah, what's that whole process?
Yeah.
It was. I don't think I went exactly on a plane. It was like a couple. We had like a week or so. You know what I'm saying, to get ourselves together, spend time with the family, and then we had to head out. But as soon as we headed out there, they got us, got us in there, did all of our, measurements, whatever they had to do to get us ready for our pads and, just to make sure, take our physical, all of that. And then once we there, we right into it. We instantly, having to learn the playbook. We instantly, start workouts. All of that as rookies is like you thrown right into the fire. They want to, get you right for the season. So it's definitely a process. Your rookie year is your longest year in the league. Like you literally, you go from training hard, the hardest you ever trained to get ready for the league. Then you train even harder, you know what I'm saying, to get ready to actually play in the league. And then you got to go through the year. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to actually go through the playoffs all the way to the Super Bowl. So, you know what I'm saying? That was the longest year of my life.
Wow.
But, it was also the most fulfilling.
Man.
Yeah. So
well, so let's go for
no,
it.
go ahead.
Go. You go, Vince.
When you're a vet, I was gonna say like the year is a little bit shorter. Obviously, you don't have to do all the things that the rookies have to do, but that rookie year is pretty long.
Right. How was that like working with the vets? Like, did they pull you? Like, who were your OGs in the locker room that kind of was like, all right, Vince, like we drafted you. Let me put you underneath my arm to show you how to navigate the league. Like, was that a thing? Did you have anybody? Like, how did you adjust to that process? Because, you just, you're the young buck in the league. You don't know what's going on. And you're in the Patriots organization, who we've all heard about the Patriot way, how Belichick runs the system. Like, so who are kind of like your OGs that put their arm around you to kind of help you navigate that?
Yeah, so I have my boy. His name was Anthony Johnson. He played D tackle. He played at LSU. And, I think he got drafted or he wasn't drafted by Miami, but he was like, one of the top D linemen in college. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That was my dog. Like he really took me in. You know what I'm saying? He helped me. And then it was mostly like a team effort. I played with guys like Chris Long, Alan Branch.
Oh yeah,
Malcolm.
Alan Branch. Yeah.
Most of these guys, it was like a team effort. Like, and it was really only two rookie D linemen, and so they really they just kind of took us all under their wing, and we kind of just, it was like a team effort for the most part. Mm-hmm.
So the Patriot way, obviously Brandon and I kind of know what we hear and see on documentaries and from other players. Like, what was your experience in the Patriot way? Like, how would you define it, being someone that lived it, eat, sleep, breathe it? Like, what would you say how would you define that? What was that experience like?
Man, the Patriot way, it was just about, ultimately, the saying, do your job. That's really all it was about. It was about, making sure that you hold yourself accountable for what you have to do. You don't have to worry about what anybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? You just play your part and the whole thing works. It's like a well-oiled machine. And so, Bill always had points that he hit on, like being able to ignore the noise and just, lock in on what you have to do. And that was really all it was. Because, being in the Patriots organization, you get a lot of outside noise. You get a lot of people, who have their opinions. And then also you're going to have your own noise going on in your head because it's like they're going to make sure that you're prepared, for these games. So practice is going to be hard. Mental, meetings are going to be, tough. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to recover. You're going to have to rest. You're going to have to make sure that you're on top of everything to be able to, be at your best. And you're going to want to because you got guys around you that are doing that as well. So it was really, I think what sums it up is just doing your job. You know what I'm saying? Holding yourself accountable for what you have to do and do it. You know what I'm saying? Execute it. So I really appreciated, you know, the mindset in the Patriots organization and, you know, how they handle things. Obviously, it's not I wouldn't say that it's the greatest, but, you know, I did appreciate, you know, being out there, being able to be in a winning organization, understanding what it takes to win, and, you know, just immersing yourself in it, you know?
Yeah. So would those film sessions get uncomfortable? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, what was a film session in the Patriot organization like, man?
Hey, a film session in the Patriots organization is different. So I'll give y'all a little story.
Yes.
This was my rookie year, and the defense was like fucking killing it that day. And I think Tom had like 3 picks or something like that. And Bill is literally up front calling Tom out in front of the whole, like this literally, it's an auditorium full of all the players, all the staff, literally everybody in the organization. And he's ripping Tom's ass like in front of the whole organization. And we see in the back like, hold on, this is Tom, this is the GOAT. Like, and Bill had no I'm like, yo, like if he gonna do that to Tom, but I think that was the thing with the Patriots. It was like they wanted to show everybody that we're all on the same playing field. There's nobody above anybody, and that's what I appreciated as well because you know nobody really got special treatment. You know, if Tom wasn't getting special treatment, you know nobody's getting special treatment. But
right.
Yeah, they treat everybody as equals, and they also would rip your ass equally too. So. Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Well, look, man, hey, you brought up Tom, so TB12.
Well,
you know,
before you go into that, GOAT, I'm the biggest Tom Brady fan in the world. So like, I'm like, if you just want to talk about, I'm a Michigan guy, so I'm like, if you want to talk about Tom for the next 15, I'm locked in.
Yeah, I wasn't on the same. So. Not being on the same side of the ball, I didn't see him I saw him, but I didn't interact with him as much. But we had a couple interactions.
Right.
Tom was always a great guy. Like, it was crazy because he knew everybody's name. Like, you wouldn't think that Tom Brady would know your name. You know what I'm saying? As a guy that just got there, but he knew my name before I even got there. Like, you know, he came up and talked to me. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you know, and he was like that with everybody.
Dude, right? No. Like, that's impressive because it's funny, Vince, because Brandon and I were talking before we even, you know, hopped on here to record this episode or whatever. But we were talking about, like, even just as high school football players, like, you'll play 4 years with a guy that, like, you don't know their name, they don't know your name, or you don't know if they know your name. And it's just in a football environment and in that locker room, that's just kind of how it is. And you take someone like Brady, I guess, by that point, you said, I mean, he was kind of already viewed as the GOAT. If he wasn't, it was cemented that season we're talking about, which we're about to get to in a second. But that's impressive. So he knew everybody's name. How did he respond in those environments when, like that situation you were just describing where Belichick was just on him in front of everybody, just totally ripping him up and down? Like, how did he react or respond to that?
I mean, I'm sure he had experienced it before. You know what I'm saying? He just took it as he always takes everything. He's so calm and collected. You know what I'm saying? But he's super fiery. So I think he takes that and just like goes out and uses it. You know, he uses everything that he can, and I think that's what makes him great. We'd be in practice and he'd be going in on the defense, talking shit to the coaches. Like, it's some things in practice and you like, damn, like Tom really liked that. You know what I'm saying? So I think he just uses it all. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what gives him that edge.
Yeah. Okay, so getting into that, 2016, you already said it earlier, but y'all won the Super Bowl. You got a Super Bowl ring. But that particular Super Bowl is one for the history books. And if you're listening right now or you're watching on YouTube, this will be a perfect time to hit subscribe as we get into Super Bowl 51, the greatest comeback
oh my gosh,
in the history of the league, history of the Super Bowl. What was it? 28-3 halfway into the third quarter. You're suited up, you're on that team, you're in that game. Like, what was the vibe? Like, what was the, whether it be at halftime, just what was the overall feel basically going from 28-3 to overtime to Super Bowl champs?
So in the beginning of the game, we come in, we confident, you know what I'm saying? We got guys on the team, that's been here before. We just super excited or whatever. We had a great season. I think we only lost like 2 games that year. And so we was balling, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We come in, we start losing. I'm a rookie, and in I have a couple guys in my class, they're suited up as well and playing. And, we are rookies and we like, man, we don't know what's going on. We down, like, we getting smashed. Like, I think it got to the point to where, like, I think they caught that. It was one of the guys on the Falcons, they caught a pick. And I think we was down by like 20 at that point or something like that. And we go into halftime, we down or whatever. And I'm just like, man, I don't know what's going on. Like, the vibe is just like dull, but you can tell that Bill was just like super calm, super like he's been there before. So he's just telling guys like, it's okay, you know what I'm saying? We came out, you know what I'm saying? We didn't execute on what we needed to do, but this second half, we know we gonna change it up and we gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? And it surprised me because I'm coming in the locker room thinking he's just gonna rip our ass, like, we out here bullshitting or whatever. But he really kept it cool and composed. And we went back out there, man. It just was a whole different game. It was crazy. Like, guys just it was like a switch was flipped, and we just started dominating, and we ended up coming back. And the whole time, I was actually injured that week, and I really wasn't even supposed to play. But I was just grateful enough to be able to get a few snaps in. Say I played in the game.
Right.
Absolutely.
It was just insane because it was like, you would never expect. That was the biggest comeback ever. Like, in my mind, I'm like, we're done. Like, we just made it all this way for no reason. But then we started coming back, and it was insane, bro. And then we ended up winning in overtime. I was like, yeah, this one for the history books for sure.
So how does, like, I guess my biggest question, because I was having this discussion with a friend earlier this week, like, when you're part of winning teams, did it feel, how were you embracing that moment, even though you not have been a starter? Like, how was even that transition coming from college to the NFL? Because, in college, like, you're the dude, you're a starter, now you're coming to the NFL where you're like, man, you're, as we said, you're at the bottom of the barrel again, but you get there and you're still a part of the Super Bowl. Like, was it bittersweet? Was it still like, man, I just made it, this is the dream come true? Like, how was the feeling of the moment of, I mean, literally, you reached the pinnacle of success in your sport your first year playing professional football?
I mean, honestly, man, it wasn't too difficult for me because I've always been about the team, and I understand my role, and I was always the type of guy that I was gonna earn my keep anyway. So what I'm saying, starting really didn't affect me as much. I actually started a few games my rookie year, but I mean, I was more for the team, you know what I'm saying? And I love our team energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have very great team chemistry. Guys will spend time with each other away from the field. And it was just super dope, you know what I'm saying? To be a rookie in that position. Yeah. I didn't really have to go through any type of hazing or anything like that because I know guys got bad hazing stories and rookie dinners type shit. But I didn't have to go through any of that. So, I was just super grateful.
Wow.
It was a great experience. I'm not even gonna lie, my rookie year was amazing.
So was the hazing thing, was that just something that like you just didn't happen with the Patriots, or was that something just like you specifically, like other dudes were getting it, but it was just more specific?
So, I think it was maybe our group. We had a lot of like OGs, they didn't really care as much about all of that type of stuff. The whole line, they were getting hazed. They was getting haircuts, all kind of crazy shit. But we didn't have to go through any of that, so I was just happy. I was super happy about that.
Right.
So then what's crazy is, though, win a Super Bowl, but then your next season, and I know you faced some adversity that next season, but y'all went right back. Kind of take us through maybe, sort of the next season and kind of how all that played out.
Yeah, so me personally, I ended up getting injured that year in training camp. So it was, I was able to come back that year. I was actually, working hard and trying to get back that whole year, but the cards just weren't in my hand to make it back that year. But I was around the team, what I'm saying, in the meetings, all of that. And that year it was crazy because it was like we had a lot of guys getting injured that year, and somehow we still made it back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it's just the organization, man. It was the organization and the way they, put things together and the next man up mentality that they have, to where it's like you wouldn't get that in other teams. You know what I'm saying? Other teams, if your main guys falling off or your main guys are injured, it's pretty much your season is over with. But with New England, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, we ended up, making adjustments that we had to make, and ended up, I think that was the year that we played Jacksonville in the AFC Championship, and that game was crazy, yo. That game was insane.
Yeah,
We ended up beating them and then making it to the Super Bowl against Philly, and we still had even more, things that went on with the team, things that even I don't know what was going on, but we had it was a lot of different things going on, and but we ended up, what I'm saying. We ended up still making it, and unfortunately, we didn't win that game. But it was a roller coaster of a season for me personally and for the team.
Yeah. I blame you guys for that because I live in Philadelphia, and that whole week nobody was sleeping. They were yelling, partying. Like, I remember when the game was over, because I'm a big Brady guy, so I was conflicted because I'm living in Philly, and they are some of the most diehard fans in the world. And I remember the game ending, and it's like dead quiet, and I live like downtown, and all of a sudden I hear, "We mother effing did it!" And there's like a riot happening outside of my window till like 4 a.m. So I was like, all right, that's unfortunate. No one's sleeping this week.
So we get from Patriots, and I know, kind of talk us through going from the Patriots. I think you landed with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So
kind of talk us through that.
So that was my third year. I came in with New England for training camp. And then I ended up getting cut after training camp. And they brought me back for practice squad. And I was there for about 6 weeks or so. And they ended up going back to the Super Bowl again and winning, and I was kind of pissed I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of
right.
Could have had another ring, but I ended up getting released after the 6 week, and then I was a free agent for like a month or so. Had like all of these workouts, and that's the thing people don't really know about. When you're in the NFL, you're a free agent. So you got to continue to work. You got to continue to keep yourself in shape by yourself, as well as flying around and going to all these different workouts. So I had like 6 or so workouts, you know what I'm saying, while I was a free agent. And literally it's like, you never know what these workouts may consist of. This is my third year in the league.
Right.
Some of these teams having me running 40s and shit. You know what I'm saying? I haven't run a 40 and what is a 40? You know what I'm saying? Like why am I running
right.
through all of these different type of like random workouts for these teams, just to be able to show them. And sometimes they may be long, sometimes they may be short, and it's just like you're on edge because you never really know what's going on. But I ended up working on Arizona. The workout that I did for Arizona, I actually thought I wasn't going to get signed, but they ended up signing me.
Wow.
Me, and they must have seen something I didn't see, but they signed me. So I was there for like 5 or 6 weeks or so, and then I actually got released, and I went to Seattle for like a week, and then Arizona actually called me back and put me on active roster for the last 3 games of the season. And so,
wow.
I played those last 3 games, and that was actually the end of my career. Well, it wasn't the end, but
okay.
Going to training camp for Arizona, those were the last games I played in. But I went to training camp for Arizona next year, and I hurt my knee, and since then, I haven't played.
So let's talk about that now. So basically, you play football really your whole life. You just told us whether going back to the East St. Louis days, through high school, through college, then in the NFL, then you get to the NFL, and I mean, it seems like literally the calendar year of 2016, you were pretty much playing or training the whole year, going from finishing college to preparing for the draft, or preparing for the combine, preparing for the draft, preparing for the season, then playing in the Super Bowl, and then turning back around the next year, doing it again. Like, it just seems like it was nonstop, and then it's over. So let's kind of get into, Vincent Valentine right now, like off the field, post football. Like, what are some of the things that you're sort of filling, I would imagine, that void with? I mean, is it fair for me to say that? It kind of leaves a little.
Bro, it's like literally a death. Like, I was talking to a couple of my other homeboys, I played with in Nebraska, and we were just talking about it. It's like, they were like, athlete dies 2 deaths in their lives. The death when they actually stop playing, and they're actually that physical death. But yeah, man, it was tough, and I still feel like I'm healing from it. You know what I'm saying? I went through some dark days. You know what I'm saying? Because my career didn't end how I wanted it to end, as well as as well as just, you know what I'm saying, having those mental battles that you're going through. You still want to play, and I was dealing with a heavy depression, a heavy anxiety, and I still deal with those things. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I think all of these things were tests for me to be able to experience these things, and to be able to give back. Because me personally, I'm a very helpful person. I want to be able to help the youth and anybody that I can. And so I feel like me going through these things mentally has allowed me to have that perspective of what it really is to go through these battles of depression and anxiety and all of that. And so that pushed me towards mental health advocacy. And I actually partnered with NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness.
Okay.
And we're working together,
Okay.
We're going to do a lot of big things. But as well as, me promoting mental health through my personal brand and, my business brand is huge. And being able to create, mental health spaces for people to come through and express, how they're feeling. But mental health has become like a passion of mine, and it's close to my heart because of what I've actually been through, man. A lot of people don't talk about, what happens to athletes after ball, because we're put on this pedestal, and then, we can disappear so quick and you'll never know what happened to this guy. But I'm just super passionate about being able to help, the athletes, former, young, anybody who needs it, especially with the mental health side of it.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, man, like, because even statistically within, like, the confines of guys that look like you and me, we're not really pushed to talk about the things that are on our mind, like mental health. Like, this is like this new phenomenon, especially within culture, especially in like male culture. But even further, like with African American culture, like this is a new. So what was kind of like the segue that got you there? Like what made you say like, man, I have to talk to somebody? Because like I can just speak for me. Like growing up, when you're talking to your uncles, whoever, they're like, man, don't cry about it, man up, toughen up. And so like, what led you to you're like, I can't go about it this way. Like I have to talk about this, and then I'm going to actually turn this healing process into like a purpose process.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I started having suicidal ideations, all kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling like myself, and it just got to the point to where I needed help. You know what I'm saying? And so I ended up, finding help. Going to therapists. Going to a rehab facility. You know what I'm saying? To be able to get my mind back right. But it just got to the point to where it was that bad, to where mentally I was unstable. I wasn't able to really be myself. I had a lot of social anxiety. Not being able to interact with anybody, and so it just got to that point to where it was that bad. And and once I decided to seek that help and to actually be able to express what had been going on, and these were issues, like you said, from childhood, of not being able to express what's going on. And so after my outlet to release all of this emotional energy was taken away from me,
it's gone.
Just like going insane, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any way to release. I don't know any ways, you know what I'm saying? And as Black men, we've been pulled away from our emotional side for so long, so many generations. And that's what made me super passionate about it, because I understand, we have this generational trauma that we have to heal, and I want to be able to, be a pillar in that community to show people, you can be big and strong and still have times in your life where you're weak and vulnerable, and still be able to get up from that place and rise and stand again. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm just super passionate about it, and I want to be able to, give that gift and connect with people. And I want to, and honestly, this work that I'm doing is helping me heal within myself, because I'm still working on, still fighting so many different things. And so, it's just, it's a journey, man. Life is a journey, and that's what I've accepted at this point.
Yeah.
And even though my career didn't go exactly how I wanted to, I can still be as impactful or even more impactful, with me just following my heart and doing what I love. You know what I'm saying? And I love helping people. So
that's strong, man. That's strong.
So you referenced in the midst of all that, which just very powerful stuff you were just talking about, Vince. And I hope the people, listening right now or watching are as impacted by it as I know I am. And I know I could probably speak for Brandon the same way. But you mentioned part of your process has been able to take that what you were able to dump into utilize football, as far as getting all that energy and that emotion, all that out, into now your personal brand and your business brand. Yeah. Like, tell us and our listeners more specifically, like, what is your personal brand? What is your business brand? Maybe there's someone listening right now who's dealing with some mental health struggles and they need somewhere to go. Like, talk about those two things just so everyone can kind of get to know practically what that looks like in your world.
Yeah. So, the way that my brand started, and my brand is actually named Formation. This is the hat, is the label,
nice.
The logo. My brand started as actually, it's a CBD brand, but it actually has evolved into a lifestyle brand. So
nice.
It encompasses the mind, body, and the spirit. But with CBD, it started as, the injuries that I sustained while I was playing, they basically give me daily pain. Like, I have spinal stenosis. So I have these pains in my back and down my leg every day that I deal with. And so, and I have this aching pain in my back, as well as, neck, shoulder, all of that type of stuff. So, I had a history with pharmaceuticals, and I didn't want to, deal with pharmaceuticals anymore. And so I ended up, trying to find a more natural way And I had already been, dealing with cannabis and CBD, while I was playing. So CBD really stuck out as the powerhouse for me. And so I ended up connecting with a chemist that was able to formulate a CBD cream that's transdermal and all natural, no THC, very powerful, helps for insomnia, anxiety, as well as, pain and stiffness in your joints or your muscles. It's a head to toe cream. And it's just amazing, man. Like instant relief, give you that menthol and that camphor, like that icy hot feeling.
Yeah.
You get all of that. You get all of the natural, essential oils and herbs that's in the cream. And it's transdermal, so it basically penetrates your dermis and epidermis layers of your skin and gets straight into the bloodstream, and now it's able to circulate all of these good ingredients throughout your body. And so that's basically how my CBD business started.
Now, hold on. Is that available now? Like, where can people find it?
Yep, that's available on formation.com. But instead of a in the middle, it's a V. I don't know if we can type it anywhere or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I can.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll put it on the screen.
Yes. So it's formation with a V in the middle instead of a A.
Yep.
FORMVATION.com.
No A. So FORMVTION.
Got you. And then is .com.
.com. Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can throw that up on the.
We can drop that in the bio and all that stuff for the episode.
Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube right now, look at the scroll down below. It's actually been scrolling the whole episode at this point.
And if you're listening, it's licking the link in the bio as well.
Yeah.
The episode bio.
$30, you know what I'm saying? You won't be disappointed, believe me.
What about those hats?
Oh yeah, you can get these hats too.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I got a fresh pair of J's right behind me that will go perfect with that hat. So I'm getting one. As soon as we get off this, I'm getting one. I might bring that to Vegas, B. Holmes,
Yeah, let's go.
And I got tees as well. I'm working on a couple other things.
Awesome.
For my shop, I'm actually trying to get a couple different like supplements that I've been taking that's very powerful. And I'm just building this health brand. So it started as a health brand, and then it evolved, as I was saying, into basically a optimal health brand. So mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
And with the body, we have all of our our creams, our supplements, and all of it, and our physical merch.
Yeah.
And then with the mind and the spirit, that's where we're incorporating the mental health at.
Right.
And we have we're actually bridging our brand into the NFT space.
Okay.
We're creating NFTs for the brand, and it's going to actually come with cream as well as
awesome
discounts to the stores, and then we're actually creating a subscription box that you'll be able to get quarterly if you invest in NFT. And so it's going to be super fire. But with the mental health side, we actually we're building a Discord community, and we have these Twitter spaces where we host mental health safe spaces and allow people to come in and be able to express whatever is going on in their life and connect on higher levels, as well as connect with the people in the spaces and the Discord community. And so it's super powerful. We're in the beginning of it all, but we've had spaces for the past the past month. We've been having regular spaces on Wednesdays, and then we're hoping to create more spaces. But and then we're actually hoping to bridge that in real life to where we're having meetup events as well as
That's awesome.
So it's going to be super powerful. We're very excited. I got a couple of my guys that I play with in the league on the team as well, and then we got a couple other special guests. But we're super excited, man. Super excited to just build, and we're all passionate about this, and we just want to be able to give it away,
Yeah. So where can we find you on Twitter for these spaces?
Yeah, so you can find me at the page at Shop Formation.
Okay.
So that's where the pages will be hosted, as well as you can find me on my own Twitter at the real VRVJ, and you'll be able to connect with me as well on there.
It's all, if you're watching on YouTube, it's all right there
all
on the
underneath
scroll. So, man, that's great stuff. And here's what's crazy. You don't know this about Brandon and I, Vince, but we both come from a background working in outreach and ministry, and like anything that's about helping others and getting people that balance of spirit, soul, and body, which I love that, because that's exactly how I live my life, or strive to live my life personally. Like, we're all in on. And so having a cause that's just bigger than, I love how you said your business brand and personal brand, because it's not like just a moneymaker. It's a life changer.
It's a lifestyle,
right? And
essentially.
That's kind of what I hear when I hear you talking about it, is like, there's a mission here and there's a cause here that's bigger than business. But obviously we got mouths to feed. So as a result, you know what I mean? We gotta find a way to turn that into money as well. And so I'm all in on it, man. I'm gonna, of course, I'm
about
already
to get some of that cream. I'm about to tell you that.
Yeah, I'll tell you
I'm
what.
about to get some of that cream, man.
So formation, replace the A with a V. Form V. Shun.
Formation is really V formation.
Got
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
I got you.
Yeah.
Hit the website. It's right there below. Go there. Go
right
to
now,
collegegametime.com. Bookmark them both. Stay tuned. Man, Vince, we appreciate you hopping on
Thank
with
you
us
so much,
today,
man.
dude.
Appreciate
you're
it.
dropping some
nuggets.
bombs, man. I mean,
some truth bombs.
bringing that heat.
Man, we got Vince, man. So you got to, when we go to the game in Lincoln this year, man, we got to hit you up, man. You got to meet us in Lincoln if we go up.
Yes, and it's crazy because I haven't been back to a game yet since I graduated.
Bro, we're going.
A game so bad.
Yeah, we're going.
We'll set it up. Let's set that up. I'll be in touch. We'll make it happen.
Definitely. We can do a whole podcast out there. So
that's
what we want to
saying.
do. Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Maybe we merge V Formation and College Game Time and do a pop-up shop right there in Lincoln.
That would be lit.
Because you know who's coming to Lincoln this year, Vince?
Who?
Is OU. So
they are, huh?
So I'm saying right now, it's in mid-September.
Mm-hmm.
We don't got to work out the details right here while all our listeners are listening or watching, but let's do it. I'm in.
Let's make it happen. I'm in.
I'm in. I'm down.
I'm down.
So,
sure.
Well, Vince, like I said, everyone, if you're watching, we've got all the different Twitter socials scrolling there below.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
B. Holmes, you got anything else before we...
Man, thank you for your time, man. We appreciate it, man. Thank you guys, all our listeners that shout out and hang in. Shout out to Big Red Nation, man, the Cornhusker family, man. I go Big Red. Hopefully we're going to have a great season this year, man. Thank you, Vince, man. Proud of you, bro. Like, I don't, just in this instant of talking to you, man, just super proud of you of the maturity that you've kind of found, even at the age you're at, man, and just how you've been able to navigate life, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, and to take your pain and turn it into purpose, man. Like, super proud of you, man. Kudos to you for doing that. Kudos to you for even taking it beyond yourself and taking it to impact the community. And, like, we both, we all as men understand that, like, as a conglomerate, like, we're here to impact the next generation. So, man, kudos to you to what you're doing and how you're bringing change to the next generation, man. Like, that's big moves, man. That's bigger than football, I think, could ever be. And man, I just want to give you your roses on that one.
I appreciate that, bro. And I wanted to shout out also, we're doing youth academy work as well. Like, I have my own youth academy.
Okay.
And actually, proceeds from my NFT sales will go towards, the youth academy and being able to sponsor these kids and bring them into, our academy and our program. And
awesome.
So we have Champion Sports Academy and we have the V2 Academy. And so we actually we're partnered, the Champions Academy, we're partnered with the YMCA and we're actually hosting youth camps this summer. So
awesome.
I'm super excited about that.
Oh, hey, man, if anything we can do to assist, help, be a part of that,
let us know.
Let us know. That is totally in our wheelhouse, man.
Completely in our wheelhouse. More than you probably know, bro.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
So,
we're definitely gonna connect offline about
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. Everybody that's been listening, if you've been watching, we love you. We appreciate you.
Always.
CollegeGameTime.com. Look at all the links right down there on the scroll. Peace.
That's it.